girl Brittany J here. Thanks for tuning back in. All right, before we get started, make sure you like and definitely smash that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. All right, let's jump straight into it. All right, so today I will be giving you guys tips and tricks on how to style your hair for boot camp. So boot camp will be the only time in your naval career that your hair standards will be extremely limited. So you can't go in there doing the baby swoops, getting those fancy smancy little edges right for the day, because they're gonna tell you to go back in the head and fix it. They want that bad boy slick back, okay? Just straight up slick back. So yes, it's gonna feel like you've been jail for a little bit, but hey, it's only 10 weeks, right? It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna be breaking down different hairstyles from the do's and the do nots. All right, so the do's. The most low manipulation hairstyles would be braids. You can have individual box braids, or you can set it off, which means the individual cornrows, but make sure your parting is uniform. You can't go in there with jumbo size parting and think you're gonna get away with it, because they will and can make you take it out. Another low manipulation hairstyle that I would recommend are dreads. If you have been thinking about dreading up, go for it. Especially if you're heading off to boot camp, I'd say go for it. Some people did start dreading up during boot camp. They were just like, I'm sick of this. Let me just start my dread journey. Hey, go for it. If you want to lock it up, go lock it up. If you already have dreads and you have definitely been in the dread game for a while, and I'm talking to my sisters out there with the booty length locks, definitely start now trying to prepare different ways to pull your hair back and wear a bun comfortably, because the last thing you want to do is get to boot camp. You're trying to figure out how to style your hair in a nice, neat, presentable bun, and you're doing all this running, this marching, you're just gonna be sweating, and be doing this and that, and your bun is constantly falling, you're constantly getting in trouble, and you just get to the point of like, I can't do this anymore, let me go to the barbershop so I can cut my hair. Because the last thing you want to do is cut your dreads off and regret it. We have one girl that I was quarantined with who actually did end up cutting her dreads because she just got tired of pulling them back, wearing them back into a ponytail, until she was just like, no, I can't do this anymore, I'm done with it. Needless to say, she did regret cutting them. So just keep that in mind if you do have longer, thicker dreads. Another misconception about the Navy, I cannot speak for Air Force, Marines, or the Army or Coast Guard, but the Navy no longer requires females to cut their dreads off. It's just only required for the men. Well, men have to shave their heads. They get their heads shaved either during P days or week 1, I'm not sure. But females, you do have the options. You do have the option of going to the barbershop to get your hair cut and or shaved, whichever one you prefer. That is definitely an option to you, but it is not a requirement. So just definitely keep that in mind. Another safe bet are twists. You can wear 2-strand twists. I personally wear 2-strand twists with my natural hair. I kept them in for about a month. I took them out because I didn't have access to like my normal and natural hair products, and also I'm from the South. So the northern area was very dry, very different, and my hair just constantly stayed dry, so it started to dread up on its own. I was just like, ooh, I'm not ready to commit to the lock game. So yeah, I definitely took it out. And for my non-natural sisters, specifically for the mixed chicks or people with finer hair, I definitely recommend at least trying to learn how to braid before you get to boot camp. Braiding your hair up at night, I know most of the white girls, they kept their hair braided back in like the tribal braids. That definitely was a lifesaver for them, and makes you invest in a headscarf. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, purple, green, blue, it does not matter. Invest in a headscarf. One of our RDCs, she was kind enough to buy us all headscarves, and it was a game changer, because I did bring my bonnet But when I was in the little room, the petty officer was yelling at us so bad and was rushing us. I didn't have time to grab it out my bag before I put my stuff in the box, so I just had to thug it out until that point. But I definitely recommend bringing your own headscarf because you can do your hair at night, tie it down. Should last you maybe three or 4 days if you're lucky. I know the first 2 weeks you're not really going to be doing much, so your hairstyle should at least last you like a week no matter what you do to it, but a headscarf / bonnet is definitely a game changer. Onto the hairstyles I would not recommend going to boot camp with. Sew-ins. I don't recommend a sew-in. Think about it. You're going to keep the sew-in 10 to, God forbid, you get re-quarantined while in quarantine. So that's gonna add on an extra 2 weeks. So think about it, 8 to 12 weeks with the same sew-in. You're gonna be running, you're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be swimming. It's so much going on and you cannot get to your natural hair. So by the time you graduate and get to your next command and you take your hair down, you're gonna be looking like, you know, you're gonna be looking like Pac-Man ate something up under there. So I definitely personally would not recommend a sew-in. Yes, that is like the ultimate low manipulation hairstyle. But if you're someone like me who did go to boot camp unprepared for the swim and not knowing how to swim, you're gonna be doing swim classes 1 to 2 times a day, 5 times a week. So 5 days a week. So if you're going to swim class twice a day, 5 days straight, and that chlorine is just eating away at your hair underneath that sew-in, you're gonna be looking like Cynthia from Rugrats. So I definitely would not recommend it. Same thing with wig. I personally would not recommend wigs because that, I mean, it can be low manipulation if you get it sewn down, but at the same time, it's just like, why would you want to keep taking something on and putting something on and off? It just, you're gonna be moving every single day just like this. You only have like 15 minutes to be on the toe line in the mornings, so your wig, you can't go in there with like a lace front wig and thinking, you know, you're gonna go in there, swoop them baby hairs down, do all that. That's not how it works. You may have time to do that after taps, but depending on the strictness of the RDC, you probably won't be able to get out of your bed after taps. So just definitely keep that in mind. You might have to lay your lace front during evening routine and be ready for the next morning, but that's a lot, and on top of everything else that you have to do. Other hairstyles I definitely would not recommend while in boot camp would be the faux locks, the bohemian braids, passion twists. Those are kind of iffy depending on how they're styled. Your RDCs might deem it as faddish, so you just definitely want to be aware of that. But the faux locks and the bohemian braids I definitely would not recommend because that could be considered as faddish. So I would definitely recommend saving that until you get to A school or your next permanent duty station, to where you can wear stuff like that and have it pulled back into a nice bun, and then when you're in civvies, you can just let your hair hang down, however you want to do it. I definitely recommend bringing edge control, hairspray, and another thing which I didn't try before I went to boot camp, but I was like, you know what, I probably won't have time to, like, in the shower to shampoo my hair like how I want to. Definitely invest in dry shampoo. That has been a game changer, and I still use it even outside of boot camp, just for like the days that I'll blow dry my natural hair and I'm outside sweating, or I just got done exercising and starting to look a little oily or weighed down in my styles, different or whatever. I definitely use the dry shampoo on my scalp and just spray a little bit on my hair. I personally use Not Your Mother's. It's really great. It doesn't leave any white residue. There are others like the Batiste. I've used that before, but it was just really, it left like white flakes everywhere. So I definitely don't recommend that one. I know Cantu has a dry shampoo. I haven't personally used it. I've watched videos on it. It leaves a white residue, but everybody's hair is different. Personally, I use Not Your Mother's. It smells great, doesn't leave a white residue. I definitely recommend investing in dry shampoo. Definitely, especially if you're wearing individual box braids, just spray a little bit on your scalp. It helps with itchiness and irritation. That for me has been a game changer. Like, I don't understand where it's been. Oh, whatever. But yeah, so just don't overthink your hairstyles for boot camp, and definitely don't go out and dye your hair. If your hair is like already dyed now, like if it looks natural, you can get away with it in boot camp. But if your hair is platinum blonde or a skittle red or an emerald green, you're gonna have to dye that a natural color. So I recommend just go ahead and dye it before you get to boot camp, because the little box dye they give you, I wanna say like the brand is like Splat or something. It's nothing fancy smancy. It's no Cream of Nature. It's no Vital Sassoon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's no L'Oreal. It's nothing fancy smancy. It's just some cheap box dye that stains up everything, even worse than like actual regular dye does. So to avoid that, just go ahead and get your hair in regulation before you leave for boot camp. Also, another great tool to check if your hair is within regulations, or the hairstyle that you're thinking about getting is going to be in regulations. There's this app, an awesome website called Navy App Locker. I'll definitely link it down below. I don't know what's going on. I cannot talk today. A girl is tongue-tied out of this world. But it's called Navy App Locker, and I'll definitely link it down below so you can check your hair regulations. Yeah, that's it. That's all for this video. Thanks for tuning in, and once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and give me a big thumbs up. All right, see you guys next time.